All right, guys. So, good morning, bro. It's Sunday. Happy Sunday to all of you guys. So, as you guys can see on your screen, we have a planned architecture, which is actually a monolith architecture going forward for direct backend or now filthy store. Now, there are so many things that have really impacted us in the 7 months since I posted this video. So, remember, I posted this video 7 months ago, right? That's when we opened the channel, but we started taking the channel seriously just 2 months ago. Okay, it's just a classic YouTuber thing. So let me show you guys, as if you watch this video, obviously it's like 1,000 something people watched it, 1,300 people watched it. So I probably think you watched this video as well. But if you really watch this video, you will see like we have the title is my first SaaS, right? My first SaaS ideation and planning. I don't know what the title was. I think I can see it somewhere here. Building my first or building my SaaS as a solo beginner developer. Now, the reason why why you guys can see beginner developer, obviously we're still learning. Okay, like this coding thing, you never really get to learn everything. You're still gonna be learning. So 7 months ago, bro, all I knew was React, a little bit of React, because I had freshly finished learning JavaScript, and then I started taking chances doing React as well. And I was like, okay, cool. Let me just try to build something with this skill that I've learned. But 7 months later, I've learned a lot, like a ton of things. And what's funny is that I documented every single thing I've learned, right, in my live streams for the last 3 months or 2 months, something. You can check them on my channel. Yeah, they're there on my channel publicly. You can see like my struggles up to this point. So I'm not saying I'm right now like the best or I've learned everything. No, we keep learning. So I have a new architecture and a new tech stack going forward. Not a new complete architecture, but it is somehow like it's still the same as I think showed you guys in this video, or maybe the subsequent videos that I made after that video. You guys can see that previously I was using just nextjs like for my complete front end and back end, and then a little bit of like MongoDB with Mongoose to talk to my database, which is MongoDB, and then yeah, I think that was it. And then there's three bucket, I think. I don't remember, but something like that. So yeah, going forward, bro. 7 months later, I started thinking and adjusting. Although I haven't put out the product yet, but I thought about some things that I've learned, and I'm like, okay, why not just implement them there? Because I was previously even using Clock, right? So let's just go to the planned architecture. I don't know why I even what the hell is this architecture or what architecture. Okay, cool. So as you guys can see, we are currently now using this monolith architecture. Obviously, as the load increases and we start getting more users, and then it's like our monolith can handle, we can just branch out to complete microservice architecture. Okay, where we can use like things like Kafka or things like RabbitMQ as message brokers, and then we can have like event to event communication using either gRPC or maybe RESTful APIs and all that. Or we can even just have event driven architecture using Kafka. Yeah, so that is just going to be a complete topic for another day in case we get that many users, which I highly doubt, but if we do, then that's a blessing. But let's start with the tech stack first going forward before we can go to the architecture, because the tech stack is what will determine the architecture. I don't know if that's correct, but yeah. So on the front end, as you can see, we have the auth, which is like the main thing you need for your application. Like literally, always get the auth done with so that you can do something else. So I'm obviously changing from Clark to now using better auth. Now I have a lot of reasons for it. Okay, I think I made a video on it if you want to check it, but I can just summarize it in just 4 ways. Okay, four things like Clark just makes your user stay in that database. So better auth gives you your own, I mean, it lets you use any database of your choice. All right, and it's also language agnostic, or framework agnostic rather. So you can use Next.js, you can use Express, you can use Hono, you can use Dino, you can use Elisha.js, you can use anything as long as it's a JavaScript framework. It will still work with better auth, which is something interesting. All right, and then it is open source and is made by an African brother like me. I think his name is like what his name is Ndiga, something like that. Bereket Ndiga or some. I don't know if I'm butchering his name, but you get the point. So that is it. Like that's the reason why I decided to switch to better auth, and it just makes authentication very Very, very easy. Now, the next thing I have on the list is obviously framework, which is Next.js for the front end. And the styling, we have Tailwind CSS and Shad CN. And wait, bro, before you even say anything, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and show you like the entire application. Matter of fact, let me even just show you the application before I can talk about architecture. As you can see, I'm running Barn Dev on the front end, and I'm also running Barn Dev on the back end. So let me just click this, and before that we also have, I think, Docker. Let me see, backend, and if I say Docker PS, as you can see, boom, we have a Docker instance running, which is just for Postgres. Okay, a Docker image, not a Docker instance. Okay, let me just click this and I'll show you. Matter of fact, let me just click also Docker so I can see. I can show you everything. So we have the backend here, and then we have a Postgres thing that I just, yeah, I ran it 7 minutes ago. But as you guys can see, we have like a complete redesign, right? Because if you've been following with me, you know, like we had a green theme kind of going on, and we had like complete different stuff. But now this is like this is the actual design that I want to go forward with this application. And as you guys can see, bro, we have beats here, drum kits, loop kit, deals, and all that. We have this looking good. All right, so once the user clicks buy, then you pop up this model, which is straightforward. Okay, you get to select the different tiers of the beat. So this is the same Trap Galaxy. They can pick basic license or basic links, or they can also select the unlimited list. If you know music, you should be knowing what's going on here. But if you don't know, then yeah, I'm not gonna explain it. It's all good. We have exclusive rights. This is like, okay, where the artist can have exclusive rights over your beat, and after that they can just click buy depending on the license that they've chosen, and then they'll be redirected to some application called Dodo Payments. I'm using Dodo Payments because Stripe is not supported in the country that I'm in, yet I really wanted to use Stripe, bro. If you guys have a solution for me, let me know, bro, because I like Dodo payments so far, bro, but bro, like they have a lot of things going on, like so many compliance issues. I'm just having to go back and forth with them, and it's stressing me. So if you guys know how I can handle payments, just give me that alternative, all right? But Stripe is my main target, so yeah, I'll probably maybe fly out to some country that has Stripe, set everything up with a bank account and all that, and maybe just come back here and finish my school. I'll just tell you guys if that's gonna be an alternative. All right. So as per now, I'm just building the application for myself to upload my beats. All right. And once we get the payment thing set up, because right now Dodo Payments only supports you getting subscriptions from people, but not marketplace. Okay. Like I can accept subscriptions from producers, but producers cannot receive payouts. Like if they make a sale on my platform, that sale is coming direct to me. Dodo Payments doesn't have a marketplace where they get to add their own payout methods and then they get paid. It's like they all you just connect your own backend. I mean your own bank account, and you just get paid straight. So as soon as maybe they bring in marketplace options, I'll also continue with them. But for now, this is what we gotta deal with. So yeah, now the application is not looking bad. We have light mode, dark mode. The main thing is here inside the dashboard. Once you click dashboard, why is it taking forever? Cool. So as you guys can see, like this is Shadcn, like the default. If you go to Shadcn, then you go to, I think, something like blocks, right? This is the default thing you get. But I really love this one though, so that's why I'm using it. And as you can see, I have these cards that I'm just going to, like, because obviously this dashboard is going to show the total sales from a producer, for the producer, the new customers, which are the new artists that they got. You can have this can be like total downloads, and this can be just the growth rate. It can also, like, we are just going to personalize this to only be for us. Okay, as you can see, I even just personalized it a little bit. We have log out option, then we get logged out. We can also, you can see we are using better auth here for just logging in with Google, which is, I think, OAuth with open authentication, something like that. Then as you can see, it's very dynamic. Everything is well put together. We have the dashboard, we have the upload page. Now I haven't yet completed the page, but I just want to showcase to you what we have so far. You can see we have all these routes working very well. I just need to just complete these routes, but everything looks good so far and is very, very mobile friendly. That is it really, like for the entire application. And then let's just continue with the architecture and I can show you guys what we are working on. So let's go to the architecture. Now this is styling the text stack. Still we have shadcn and tailwind css and shadcn. The language we're using TypeScript, bro. I know a lot of people say TypeScript is not a language. The language is JavaScript, yes, but JavaScript is a superset of TypeScript. That means TypeScript is what? No, TypeScript is actually the superset of JavaScript because JavaScript is just I don't know, bro, all that shit. But TypeScript, any TypeScript is any JavaScript is valid TypeScript, but not every TypeScript is valid JavaScript. You get the point, bro. All right, so the runtime we're using is Bun. That's why we're running our application here with Bun. We can just stop it and just run it one more time. Bun. And how do you know we're using Bun? Let's just go back here. I can show you. We're using Bun lock on both of them. Bun lock here. So that is something entertaining. I don't know why I'm using Bun. People are saying it's super fast. I'm hearing good things only about it. So yeah, that's why we're sticking to it. Now let's go to the backend. As you can see, backend, we're also using better auth to protect our routes, which is interesting. The same better auth on the front end is the same one on the backend as well, to protect our APIs, our routes, and all that stuff. I haven't yet completely finished the entire backend, but we have like a we have it to a point where we only left with just adding the S3 bucket and all that. I'll explain to you as we keep going. So yeah, the framework we're using here is Express, runtime is Bun, TypeScript as the language, which is also JavaScript. The ORM to talk to our database is Prisma, and the storage is S3 bucket. We haven't yet implemented that. Database, we have PostgreSQL. And yeah, so that is so far the tech stack. If I can go to the architecture, this is what's going on. Now, the front end, obviously, once we are ready to go live, and for now, my front end is hosted on Vercel. Like, I literally hosted it just so that Dodo Payments can get me verified, and they have actually given me the live option, which means I'm verified to start receiving live payments. But we have a little bit of compliance issues here and there, so yeah, I think by Monday, yeah, tomorrow, hopefully I'll get finally, the live mode, and then everything will be okay. But for now, the front end is hosted on Vercel, obviously, and I'm just going to later dockerize everything and hopefully run it either on Vercel or maybe on my own VPS. It will depend, okay? We can run it also on EC2. We can also run it on any VPS that we buy. That's for the front end. Now, in the backend as well, we are also going to dockerize the backend, and we're going to either run it on DigitalOcean or maybe Render or Railway or EC2. Any of these four, alright? But I'm hearing good things about Railway and Render. I don't know about DigitalOcean and EC2. Hopefully, we shall see how it will go. But for now, this is what we have. And then the database as well. We are also dockerizing the database, which means we are just running the database on Docker. Like the entire application is going to be dockerized, which is the most important thing, all right? Because why are we running everything on Docker? Docker just makes it easy to just containerize your application and then run it on any application on any platform. Okay, that means you're getting rid of problems like, hey, but it works on my computer type of thing. All right. Now, the user flow is the last thing we are going to talk about because we're just building an MVP. So like I showed you guys here on the front end, we just have this MVP that's going on. Okay, I didn't run it. So let me just say bond dev. God. All right, let me just come here and say bond dev. Then let's just go ahead and refresh this. I'm just gonna go ahead and refresh it. So as you can see, we are having here, like let's say the user clicks buy, it's supposed to be redirected to the payment thing, and then after we click payment, then it goes to Dodo Payments, and then Dodo Payments will give us back a webhook that, hey, this user has paid. Then we can store that user's information in our database and then go ahead and just, you'll be happy you've received your money. So the user flow is going to be simple: a signed in user or a logged in user. But for this case, I don't know if we should just log in the user. I'm thinking about users are going to be as guests until when they reach the payment side. Okay, I don't want to bombard the users with just payment straightforward. All right, so that's gonna be it. The users are just gonna log in, and all the logged in users, then they can click buy on our front end, and then from there the front end can just throw something to the back end that hey, we have a payment requested. Then yeah, the beat can be can be just downloaded from our S3 bucket and then given sent to them via resend. Okay, resend is something I did not add here, but I think you guys know what Resend is. I don't know if they have. Yeah, I think they have Resend here. Resend is more like a messaging application. All right, it's a messaging platform where we can, like, let's say a user buys something from you, then you get to send them an email that hey, thank you for your purchase. Here's your purchase. Okay, you can send them whatever that they have purchased from you via the email. Yep, which is going to be very, very good when we later switch to like microservice architecture. We can have our own notification service, we can have our bid service, we can have our payment service, our auth service. All those ones will be decoupled later. But for now, we are good to go with the monolith architecture as we're starting out. So yeah, everything looks good, bro. I'm not gonna explain it just with these arrows because it's gonna like it looks funny like this, but you guys get the point. The user will just log in, and then inside our front end request to buy a bit. Then our backend will process that, send it to the send it straight to Dodo payments. I'm going to add Dodo payments somewhere here. If you don't know Dodo payments, just do your research. I'll add it somewhere here. Then the Dodo payments will reply to us with a webhook that hey, this is the webhook the user invoked, which is like payment succeeded, and then we shall store it in our database with their ID and their name and all that stuff. And yeah, after that, then our S3 bucket will just store the beats, right, which is the audio file and the something like cover URL or something like that, and then they will be sent to our database, and then from there we can just take everything from our database. Now, one thing I didn't add again is something like let me see, what's the name of that? It's Redis. Okay, we didn't add Redis, but Redis is very important so that we don't have to keep we don't have to keep hitting our database time and again. We can just, we can just store or cache everything in database. I mean, in Redis. Redis is also a database. I don't know if you know that. Redis is a database, but yeah, it is what it is. So we shall store everything in Redis, and then later we don't have to hit our database every time. We just check the cache. Hey, do you have this? All right, give it back to the front end. So that's the user flow. That's the entire architecture that we're going for, that we're gonna be using for going forward. So yeah, you guys should keep track with me if you guys want to know how the entire application will be. So now we are like 60% done with the entire application. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, man. Subscribe if you want to. See you on another video. Let's get it.